everyone and welcome back to CBSE Tech Talks, your one-stop solution for grade 11th and 12th CS and IB. In today's session, we will diving deep into SQL, table creation and DDL commands, that is create and alter. Before moving further, let's look at the learning outcome of this video. By the end of this video, you will be able to recall SQL DDL commands and their syntax. You will be able to differentiate between column level and table level constraints. You will be able to apply create, alter and drop commands to manage database structures. You will be able to apply or you will be able to analyze the constraints like primary key and foreign key. You will be able to evaluate table design for accuracy and efficiency. Structured Query Language, or you can say SQL, was developed in 1970 in IBM laboratory. It is referred to be as SQL, fourth generation non-procedural language. It is a language that enables you to create and operate on relational database, which are set of related information stored in tables. It has to be proved to be a standard language as it allows you to learn one set of command and use it to create, retrieve, alter and transfer information, regardless of whether you are working on a PC, a workstation, a mini or a mainframe. Next is SQL features. It is used for changing security setting for systems, allow creating, modifying database structures, permitting users for working on databases or tables, querying database, inserting, modifying, deleting the database contents. Now, first of all, let's look into MySQL elements. SQL has certain elements that plays an important role in defining, or you can say querying a database. They are literals, databases, null and comments. We'll be looking one by one in the coming videos or in the coming slides. First of all, what is a literal? It means a fixed value or a constant value. It may be a character, numeric or date type. So it can be of character type, it can be of number type, or it can be date type also. Characters and date type literals are always in single or double quotes, whereas numeric literals must be without quotation marks. It means numeric values are not to be put in the quotes, while it is must to use the characters as well as date in the double quote. Date and time values are always in the format. So there is fixed format for date as well as time. You can't change any. Now special characters like quotes are always written with preceding it backslash. For example, if you want to store value as Tom's cat, then it should be written as Tom's slash. This is what you have to write so that you can have apostrophe before S and cat. Let's start with the data type. Means the type of value and type of operation we can perform on data. For example, on numeric values, we can store numbers and perform all arithmetic operations and so on. When we talk about SQL supports three categories of data, even in the previous slide, it was given some hints. So numerics are there, date and time and string types are there. Now let's start one by one. When we talk about the numeric data, these are the types of data which you can use. If you are using INT, this is number without decimal. Now it means if you want to store a number but you don't want to store with the decimal, then you can use INT, you can use tiny INT, you can use small INT, you can use medium INT and even you can use big INT. Now what basically are difference between these type of INTs? It is only having difference the number of digits which can be stored. When we talk about the tiny INT, it can have values between 0 to 255. It means it can store only 4 digits. If you want to store some number till 4 digits, you can use it. Small INT, if you want to store till 5 digits, you can go with small INT. If you want to store any integer with up to 9 digits, you can go with medium. Big int and int are used to store digits till 11 digits. I think this is clear. So if you have smallest, then if till only 4 digits, then tiny. Small is till 5, medium is till 9, and big int or int are till 11 digits. Now there are some cases where you want to store floating points also. Let's take an example. You want to store marks, and that is 100.00. So if you want to store marks and that is 100.00, so altogether if we say, you will have 100.00. So altogether you will have 6. Even decimal place and decimal symbol are counted. So you have to give total. This m is a total number of numeric values and d is the number of digits after decimal point. There is one more in the real numbers, that is double. In this case, there can be 53 places after decimal. So if you want to do some calculation, scientific calculation, where the number of digits after decimal point matter a lot, you should go with double. Otherwise you can do using float also. I think these are clear. Once I will be showing you how to create table, it will be more clear to you. Let's see. Let's go further by the date. Now when we talk about date and time, we have these 5 types of data types. One is date. Now when we use date, it will be having the format as YYY, 2, then MM, and then DD. It means we have 4 Y's first, then 2 digits for decimal, and then 2 digits for 2 digits for month, and then 2 digits for date. So if you want to write today's date, I'm writing here only for you. Today is 18th, you can say 13th of August 2025. So I have to write 2025, then month is 8th, and date is 13th. So this is the way I have to write, and that too in the quotes. I told you in the previous one of the previous slide that it has to be in the quotes. So this way we can write. Now when we talk about the date stripe, okay, I will tell you here only. So in this, it is a combination of date and time. For example, to store 14th of December, let's take today's time only. I am showing you here. So first of all, you will be writing date. Date is 2025. Then which month? 8th month. And today being 13th of date, space, and at the moment it is 11:46. So I will be writing 11 dash 46 dash colon 00. Okay, so this is the date and this is the time. You may ignore this because as I have, so example, so today is 13th of August and it is 11:46. So this way we can write. Now time step is similar to date time only, but spaces will not be entered here. Let's take an example. So how to write today's date and time? So dash will not be there. So 08:13 and followed by the time step. So 11. Now instead of 46 it is 47, but I am using 46 only because I have used 46 in the previous example. So this is today's date. If I write this date, this can be written as, in the time step I have to write this way. I think it makes some sense to you. Now when we talk about time, it is used to store time in the format HH, MM, SEC and SS. Let's take an example now only. It is 11:47 and suppose 35. So it means it is 11. It gives you 24 hours. So it is 11 AM. 47 are the minutes and 35 are the seconds. I think this is clear. The next one is year. It is used to store year part of the data where M may be 2 digit or 4 digit. If you are using 2 digit here, let's see. So in the case of 2 digit, you will be having only 25. But if you are using 4 digit, it will be 2025. I think it makes sense. 2 digits means 25 and 4 digits means 2025. So it stores only the year part of the data where M may be 2 or 4. So this is what we go with. After this, next are the strings. Now when we talk about string, we have, these are 4 data types for the string. One is char, one is varchar. Now char and varchar we will be using very often. So these, we can go with the blob also and enum also, but we generally go with these two. Let's understand what are they. Char is a fixed length string and that is between 1 to 255. It means when you will be creating table, you have to specify the value of M. Mostly used in the case where the data is to be inserted is of fixed size. If in the case of M you have used 10, it means you will be storing any field or data type of 10 characters. And if you are not using 10 characters there, whether you are using or not, those 10 character space which needs in the memory will be utilized by that. So in this case, it blocks even the blank spaces also. To overcome that, we have varchar. It is a variable length string between 1 and 255, same, but it takes a size as per the data entered. We have initially given 10, let's take an example, but we are not using 10, we have used 5 or we have used 6. So wherever you are using 5, you can say length, so remaining 5 will be released by the system to be used by some other purpose. When you are using 6, so 4 are released. So in this case, it is very useful when we are taking the name, address, where the characters to be entered are not fixed. Someone's name may have only 3 characters, someone's name may have even 25 characters. So it is flexible, or you can say it is variable length. BLOB is a fixed length string of up to 6,55,535 locations, and enum, it is also the string type. In this case, it provides a list of values and for any column. For example, with the department column, if you want a department column should not consist of other than English, Hindi and math. Let's take an example. So you can declare the department as NUM, and then you can pass the values English, Hindi and math. Now when you are going to enter the value in this particular column, so the values should not be, or it will not take the values other than English, Hindi and math. Am I clear? Should we move further? Now let's differentiate between char and varchar. Now in the char and varchar, char is of fixed length string, varchar is variable length string. Used when number of characters to enter is fixed, like grade, employee code, etc. Now employee code consists of 4 digits only, or 4 characters only. So we should go with the char. Like grade is ABCD. So we can go with char 1. And varchar should be used where we are not having fixed length, like name, address, etc. Fast, no memory allocation every time. It is very fast. It is slow as it is taking size according to the data, so every time memory allocation is done. Memory allocation here means there it is fixed type, so it is everywhere it is 2 or 3 or 4, whatever parameter or width you have passed. But in this case you have passed width as 20, but you are using 4 somewhere, so it is calculating 4 there. In the other name you are entering 25 characters, so it is calculating 25 or 20. That way it becomes slow. It takes more memory, it takes less space. So as it is not releasing the memory which is left blank, so it is taking more memory, while it is releasing the spaces which are not in use, so it takes less space. Let's move to the next. Now the null value. The next one is null value. Now what exactly is null? Null is neither 0 nor space. If a column in a row has no value, then the column is said to be null. Second thing is that null can appear in any type of column if it is not restricted to not null and primary keys. It means primary key can't have null value, and if you are restricting any column as not null, means that column even can't have null value. Rest all columns can have null value. I told you already, null is neither equal or equals to 0 or space. It means nothing. Any arithmetic, okay, now if you are using null in any of the arithmetic expression, then the output of that arithmetic expression will be always null. So any arithmetic expression containing null value always evaluates to null. I think this is clear. Now we know comments. We have been using comments even in the Python. I have told you many times in the previous slides, but even if you want comments in MySQL also, we do have option of that. So what is exactly is comment? It is a non-executable text and used for document for further references. It means it is used for further reference. Comments can be written as beginning with the /* and ends with //. This is taken from C++ and all the other programming language also have. Begin with hash followed by space. So even you can use hash and you can use a space, and even begin with dash and it is hash. So even hyphen is there and even hash is there. So you can use any of these ways to write a comment. So comment is non-executable. It is already there in the program. or in the coding in the query to help you what exactly the query is doing, and it is nothing to do with the execution or with the output of query. Now constants, there are some constants. Now what exactly is constant? Now constants are used to specify some rules for the data in the table. So we know when we are going to create table, we know that there are some rules or some values which need to be entered in a particular column or in, so we can put constants. So constant refers to conditions or limitations which we apply on any column, so that only correct information will be entered in a table. Let's take an example for the Election Commission of India. Let's take an example. If a Election Commission of India is having the records of all the citizens of India who are eligible to cast vote, so condition will be age to be more than greater or equals to 18. So we can put, by default we can put a check condition that age greater than equals to 18. So the moment anyone is going to enter any record with less than 18 years of age, it will violate the rules and you will be getting one error message and that record will not be entered. MySQL allows to apply constants by two methods. One is at the time of table creation, that is column constant, and after table creation, that is table constant. We will be doing in the same video in the coming slides. Now when we talk about constants in the SQL, there are many more. Let's go one by one. Commonly used constants are, first one is not null. Ensure that a column cannot have a null value. So you can make sure that the column should have a value. Let's take an example. You have table regarding student. So there should be student, no student can be without name. So we can have name not null. It means it is must that you have to enter name of the student. Unique. Now unique is one more constant which that allows or that ensures that all values in a column are different, but it allows null also. So at least one column can have null value. In all the records, suppose there are 10 records. Out of those 10 records, one record can have null value in one column. Okay. And null value can be applied only once in unique, because once you have entered null value, and if you are entering again null value, then it will not be unique, it will be same, so it will violate that. There can be an n unique keys in a table. So there is no limit of unique keys. You can have any number of unique keys, but in a particular unique key you can have only maximum one null value. Next is primary. Primary is, you can say, the combination of not null and unique. It means a key which can differentiate all the records of a table, but which can't have, and having unique values but can't have null value. Okay, so primary key can't have null value. So a combination of not null and unique uniquely identifies each row in the table. Only one primary key can be applied in a table. There is one more condition. You may have n unique keys, you may have n not null keys, but there can be only one primary key. Now, when we say one primary key, if you want two keys to be combined as a primary key, then we will go with the column constant. That will also be explained in the coming slides. But in a table, you can use primary key only once. Now foreign key is one more thing which applies in the relational database, allows to establish relationship between two tables. Now this is the key which is allowing to establish relation between two tables or more than two tables. Foreign key columns will be dependent on primary key column of another table and allows to enter only those values in foreign key whose corresponding value exists in the primary key. Let me make you clear here. Let's take an example scenario of any school. Now a school is having one database. Let's take an example, one table which consists of the information about all the students. Okay. And there is, let's take an example in not all the schools, but generally even tuck shop is also there. It's not allowed from CBSE side that the tuck shop is must, but to help the students, something is schools do have, so that the students don't face any problem during school hours, so that they can buy also. So the admission number is a primary key for all the students. No two students can have same admission number, but a student can buy from more than one item from tuck shop. Now how the item will be bought, or how the person will be going to buy, or how they will be saving? So they will give you the item, but they will have record. So item numbers, or you can say slips, will be unique. Item slips, or you can say item numbers will be given unique numbers, but even your admission number will be stored somewhere. On the basis of admission number of yours, the information, or you can say the money, impress money in your table can be modified, can be changed. So the main table, which consists of admission number, only one record with one admission number, that table is acting as parent table. And the table where we are having transaction is going on and the record is having more than once admission number, that there that key is acting as foreign key, and the table is known as child table. Again, we'll be doing in the coming slides or maybe in the next video. Now the next constant is check. I told you in the check in for the election commission, you can say ensures that the values in a column specifies a specific condition in MySQL. The database engine will ignore the check constant. So it ignores the check constant, but then still it is having. The next one is a default. Sets a default value for a column if no value is specified. Let's take an example. I'm taking the example of boarding day school. I mean here. We are entering about the city which from where the student is. In a day school, maximum students are from the same city where the school is there. So let's take an example of Delhi. So if you write city default Delhi, it means if no cities enter for any student, so by default it is going to take New Delhi. Or you can have the school name, but the school name is common, so why to have that column? So we can have city for that. Let's continue. Now how to create the commands. Here I will be showing you even on the system also. So first one is create database. All the tables need to be in the database. So let's open MySQL. So generally root is the password. Let me make it so that it can fit in the window. Okay. So root is generally the password for the databases. Now I want to, what is the query? Let's go one by one. Create database, used to create a new database. So create database if not exist and the database name, or simply creating the database. Now what is difference if you are writing if not create exist? Now if you are creating a database, it is going to create a database if it does not exist. But if it exists and if you are not using if not exist, it is going to give an error message. Let me show you once on the MySQL only. So I'm using create database okay, and let's take KK. Can't create database, KK database exist. It means already one database with the name KK is existing, so it is giving an error message. Let's try the other one. Create database if not exist KK. It is not giving any error message. It is given query okay, one row affected. Am I clear? Am I clear here? So if you are using if not exist, it is not going to give error message, because in the case when we have not used if not exist and we wrote the name of database, it is giving an error message that cannot create database, KK database exist. So we can use create database if not exist. It means it is going to create a database if it does not exist. Let's try the other name of the database. KM, let's take an example. As there is no KM database existing, so it is query okay, one row affected. Okay, after that is we need to use the database so that we can start working on it. So we have to use K. Now the KM is also there and KK is also there. Let's take KM. So it is going to give you database change. Let's see. So you have now. Okay, I want to see which all databases do I have in my DBMS, MySQL. So show databases. It will show all the databases that do exist in your database. I think it's clear. Let me slightly decrease the size of screen so that all the commands can be visible. So in this case, KM is there, KK is there. Now the last one is even you can drop the database also. So how to drop the database? Drop database if exist database name, otherwise drop. So I will be doing the same way. I want to drop, so drop database name is to be given and then we have to specify. Drop database, let's take an example, KKK. Okay, cannot drop database, KKK database does not exist. What if I write drop database if exist? Okay, it is giving you query, okay, 0 rows affected, 1 warning. So there is no row affected, nothing has been done. And if I delete some other database which does not exist, and then it is not going to give an error message. So if I delete and KM just now which I created, so no error message. So is it, I think it's clear now. If you are using if not exist, it is generally used with the create, and if we are deleting, then we should use if exist. Should I move further? I'm showing you once again. So creating database if does not exist, if you are creating database, use if not exist, and while dropping use if exist. So if the database is there, it is going to drop, otherwise it is not going to drop, but error message will not come if you are using if exist and if not, you are using if not exist here. Okay, let's move next. MySQL command, creating the database. Now creating student, let's take this table only. I'm straight away copying this, it will be easy for us. I will explain you the coding. So first of all, I have to change the database. I will be doing, I have deleted KK. Let's take show tables, I can see once. Otherwise, again, you will get the error message. Show tables. Okay, table is not there, tables. So these are the tables. I want to copy that. Just now I copied. Create table, students, student ID, int3. Now please pay attention here. Create it. Table, create is a reserved word, table is a reserved word. This is the name given by you. Now this name applies the same rule which we apply for even in any of the programming language for naming the identifier. So we have to give the table name. We can't start with numeric value here also. This is the first column, student ID. I want int3. So I have specified that it can have 3 integers. By default, how many are there? It can have till 11. We may go with tiny also, we may go with small int also. Choice is yours. S name, student name, it is varchar 30. Now student name may differ, may have 4 characters, may have 3 characters, may have till 30. So it is varchar we have used. S class int2. Class can represent using maximum 2 digits, till 12 we have in the classes, so 2 digits are there maximum. S marks int3. Now here instead of S marks int3, we can go with maximum marks a student can have is that the student can have 100 marks also. So float. So what will be value? 6,2. 6,2. It means what? 100.00. So 100.00 all together are 6 and there are 2 after decimal point. Now I want skill also. Which skill the child is having, and then primary key. Now I have used primary key here, and the primary key is what? SID. Let's see, is it running or not? It is giving you 0 rows affected, 3 warnings. Okay, so it is done. Let's do the next one. After this, we have creating table with multiple constants. So we are going to go with the other constants also. Primary key we will go with not null, we will go with, let's see, am I able to copy this or not there. I will be explaining you one by one. Let me copy from here and I can try this here only, but paste anyways. Okay. Now in this case I'm getting lot many errors. Check server version of the right syntax of the check 18. Okay, let's see how to go with. As it is given that check does not exist, so what if we will be going one by one. So first of all, create table. I think you know, create table employee ID int5 primary key. It means I want all the employees should have unique employee ID. So no problem in this case. Okay, next is name. Now if I'm taking it name here, name. Now it is name is having 30 characters, not null. It means we can't leave any name blank. But we can't write unique because there may be two employees with the same name. So we can't use constant as unique, but we can go with not null. I think this is also clear. Okay, the next one is department. Let's see department. Is there any problem with the department? Department where default is manufacturing. If you are not going to give any department name, then it is going to take manufacturing. Otherwise, it is going to take whatever value you are going to enter. Okay, after that, contact number. Now 4 numbers are unique, so contact number INT 10 are the digits which are there, and we want the contact numbers to be given as unique by all. Now in this case we are having an error message which we are getting, and I told you that it is not having. So if I write here, let's take an INT and 2, we will see how to go with check afterwards. Table employee already exists. So do we had the same error message in the previous? You have an error in SQL, check the manual, my version, okay. It was not giving you. So what we have to do, we will be with the arrow keys, you can move up and down. So I'm making it employee 1 for your convenience, and then I'm entering here. Then I'm going with the next key. Next is what? We have employee name. So employee name. Then we have employee department. It's okay. After department we have contact number. Contact number is also okay. And let's try, we will be going to go with the check condition afterwards. Now it is giving you an error message. It means it is not taking check. I told you in the previous that MySQL is not using check condition. Check condition is not applied here. So let's go again. Employee 1 I have to use. Okay, I will be making it employee 1. Then after employee we have ename. Ename is okay. Then we have, after ename we have department. So you can use arrow keys, or you may write here department, then the contact number. And after that contact number we have check. Okay, I think I have gone up. You can use arrow keys. I am purposely showing you so that you can, okay, now this is not to be used. We have to use int2. Because when we are checking the age, we are entering, a person can't be beyond, you can say employee can't be beyond 60, so 16 years 2 digits only, so we can go with 2 digits. 0 rows affected, 3 warnings. So this table is created. So we have gone, in this case we have, this is one primary key that is constant, not null is the other constant, default is the third constant, and unique is the fourth constant, and check is not working in MySQL. Now the next one is dropping the table. So you can drop a table the way we drop a database, we can drop a table also. Now drop a table if exist, and you can say drop simple table. So you are going to give an error message, you are going to get an error message. Let's see here. I want to drop table. Let's take an example, student 2. Unknown table kk dot student2. Kk is database and student2. If I write here drop table if exist, let's see what will happen. Drop table if exist. Spelling of exist. Okay, it is giving you 0 rows affected, 1 warning. Query okay. There is no error in the query, but nothing has been done as there is no student 2 is existing. Let's delete student 1 here. Okay, let me delete student 1. Now in this case, if you see now how to check whether the table has been removed or not. So show tables. So student 1 has been removed, which we made just now in the table. Employee 1 was there. Student 1 is not having 1 warning. So if exists student 1, if you are simply dropping table. So in this case there was no student table, so it is student 1, so it is not giving any error message. So let's try with the other one exist. Let's make it employee 1, so that it will be clear what happens if it does not exist or if it exists. Employee 1, let's see. 0 rows affected. There is no warning now because it has deleted it. There was one warning, means warning is it is not, it does not exist. So is it clear? I think what is the purpose of if exist and without existing? Okay, let's move to the next. So we can drop the table without if exist, or we can drop with the exist also. We can see the description of table. Now I have deleted the table employee one, but still I have employee. So I want to see the structure of table employee. So you can write describe complete, or you may use first 4 characters employee semicolon. So it is a description of table. I have employee ID that is of integer type, and it is not null is no, and primary key. Employee name varchar 30, no, null can't be there because I have made not null. Age is int 30. Department is, again I have given default, that's why manufacturing is coming. Contact number can have null value, and it is you can say key is unique, and it is initial value is null. Description is I think clear. Now the constant, what is exactly the table constant and what is column constant? Now the examples are given on the, you can say on the screen. You can see column level constants is given with column definition. If you are defining the columns and you are giving the constants then and there only. I will show you, already we have done in on the screen. I think I will be able to show you, I will drag and show you. Now in this case, if you see here, this one, these are the things which I'm talking about. Create employee. Okay, again I'm highlighting the complete table. Create employee, employee 1, employee ID, primary key. So after the column description, you are giving the constant. After the column description e name, you are giving the constant not null. After DEPT description, you are giving manufacturing, or you can say you are giving default. After contact number, you are giving unique. So when we are putting constants just after the column definition, these are known as column constants. So we are putting the constants with the column definition. So this is column constant, and already I have done with the one with the table constant also. I will show you. Okay, this query I'm talking about. Now in this case, I have used create table. Okay, let me highlight this. Create table student ID, S name varchar, S class int, S marks floating 6,2, skills varchar 30, and then I have used primary key. After declaring all the columns, then I am going to go with the constant, that is primary key, and then the parameter we are passing as a name of one column. So this is table constant. So after declaring all the constant, if we are giving any constant, that is table constant. So if you see here, in this case we have used primary key at the bottom. So this is acting as a table constant, while the constant which are used primary, not null, default, you can say unique, all these are column constants. The next one is very important, is that once table is created and you then realize that you need to alter the table. So we have alter command, which using which you can add a column, you can modify a column, you can delete a column, you can change the name of column, and even you can change the name of you can say table also. Now we will go one by one. Alter table, and then you add the column name. Let's move there only. I will be showing you. So this is the table. We will be altering here only. So I want to add here. You can say which one column is missing, which we had in the previous. Age is not there. If we want, one age is already existing, 1 2 3 4 5. So 1 2 3 4 5. Now I realize that if we go with this int, I realize we want to add one more column. Let's take an example. I want the name of father's name also here. So what I need to do, I need to, you can say, alter table employee. So it will be, now these keywords may be used in small or caps. It is totally up to you. So I'm going with small only. Alter table employee, add F name as a father's name. Okay. I'm trying everything with this only. Name, varchar. Okay, instead of varchar, I use 30 and not null. If you want, we can use also. Okay. Now it is giving you 0 rows. Now why 0 rows? Because there is no record in the table. How to see the record of the table? Select star. From we will be doing in the next video, but and then I'm explaining you once to make you understand what. So there is no record, so that's why it is giving you 0, record 0, duplicate 0, warning 1. Now in this case, if you see again description of table, I have used father's name, but then I realized that father's name is given int. Father's name can't be of int type. Yes or no? So we need to modify. So let's modification में what all things can be done? We can change the type and we can change the width also. So I want to modify. So alter table employee modify the name of column. Name of column is F. Now here the name spelling of name is made purposely wrong so that we can change also. So don't be panic. So varchar and I want 30 or whichever number you want, 30 and not null. Okay, let's see. Now it is giving you record 0, duplicate 0, warning 0. There is no warning here. Let's again see the description of table. Now it is having varchar. Now I realize that after looking carefully on the table that F name, the spelling of name is wrong. So we can go with the change also. So changing is done if you want to change the name of column. So I want to change now, alter table employee change the previous name which is there, so it is given FNMAE. I want new name which I want to give F name. What type I want to give? Char, and I want to give 30, not null. Okay, query okay. Let's see the description. Now the column name has been changed. Am I clear? So column name has been changed. Now I want the column, like let's see which all we have done. So we have done addition, we will be doing the deletion once afterwards. Modification is done. Then I have done the adding constant. I have used add we will be adding also. Let's see, we will be adding. Then changing, we have done the change. Drop constant we will be doing. Changing the order of column. So we can change even the order also. So for changing the order we have to write alter, modify, and then we have to write where we want. Okay, so I want F name to be the first one. So how to go with? At present F name is shown at the bottom. So what I want, alter table employee, because we want modify. What we want to modify? F name as F name. Let's see, varchar 30, not null, as first. Let's see, is it giving an message? As first. So it is in first only, not as, it is only first. Let's see. Now it has come. Let's see the description of table now. Now the F name has come as the first one. Okay, you can even get after also. So I want after some other name. I want F name to be not. So this is the way how you can get the first one. I want not the first one, but I want after. Let me see. After I want E name. Okay, so not null. So what will be? We will be writing after the complete information and after and then the name of column. So I want this as after E name. So I want father's name to be inserted after E name. Let's see now description. Now you have AMPID, E name, F name. So this is the order, we can change the order. Now we can delete, we can add the keys also. So now all the keys are having some or the other value. Let's delete some. I want to delete all the not null. Let's see if we are able to do. Alter table employee drop not null. Let's see how is it working or not. Okay, not null we are not able to drop. Let's drop, you can say primary we can easily drop. So drop primary key. So we have dropped the primary key. Okay, duplicate. So we can drop the constant like primary key. Now what we want next, what is left? we want to drop the column. We realize that f name is not required. So let's alter again table and drop the column also. So we have dropped the constant, let's drop the column. So alter table, employee, okay, what we want? Drop, okay, drop f name, father's name. So it's, if we see here, now description, father's name have been removed. So we have done add, we have done modify, we have done change, we have done drop. And the last one is we can even rename table also. So what we will do, alter table, employee, rename AMP. Suppose 1 I don't know if there is already existing. So it is, now if I will see here description, employee, KK employee does not exist. Let's see the tables, show tables. Now there is no EMP, it is ENPLL. So if I want description of the table, because the name is given as ENP11. So this is giving the name of table is changed and description is given. So we have done the renaming of table, we have done everything, and now at the end, what exactly is we have done? SQL, that is standard language for relational database management. MySQL elements, we have done literals, data type, null and comment. Keys which we have done is create, alter, drop and describe. Constants which we have done is not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check and default. And now what is left? Now keep practicing, keep doing the coding, keep doing queries, and let's see you in the next video, which will be DML, inserting the records and doing the queries, getting the information from that. See you then, keep practicing.